wholeness. Welcome to Notes of Nara. My name is Naja Rashida, and may this message find you well and whole. Today we're going to talk about surrender and how you don't have to be in control. Oh my gosh, I'm very much in the season of surrendering, letting go, releasing, in the sense that when you truly begin to realize that you can only control how your engagement with life itself, full of career, family, friends, spirituality, your community, all of it. We have no control over the outcome of whatever is outside of ourselves. And sometimes we have no control over the outcome of whatever we're trying to achieve. We just feel the call to do. Surrendering is not giving up. It's giving up the battle. In a sense where you aren't in resistance anymore. You allow. You enter with a surrender. You enter into the frequency of allowance, allowing things to flow, allowing things to unfold. Allow. It's a challenge. But I will say, again, it's part of liberating yourself. You want to experience more joy? Liberate yourself from the outcome that you believe, that you think you need, that you believe you have some control over. I will say I used to be all about control, like control the outcome, Naja, control your life, control this, control that. All the while, I felt complete chaos internally, trying so desperately to keep structure in my life outside of myself. Surrendering is the key to liberation. And when you let go of the reins, I'm getting a visual of a horse. When you let go of the reins, then you allow the spirit of the horse to blend in with yours, to blend in and to become one. You become one with the horse. The horse becomes one with you. And it is then a shared experience with the all of the universe, with the all of consciousness. A lot of the time we're on a horse and we're grabbing the reins, okay, because we feel that we need to control the horse, right? We're the master of the horse, and the horse is just a tool to get us to where we think we need to go. And sometimes when the horse, I will say this, there are moments where you feel like you're heading in a certain trajectory, in a certain pathway, and you have the reins, right? You have the stirrups on your boots. You're like, okay, giddy up. And that horse isn't going anywhere. And then you hit the horse. Some people have done this. I'm anti-cruelty, very much so. But I've seen this. Some people will hit the horse. Come on, giddy up. The horse then begins to reluctantly move. And it starts moving. Going faster and faster. And then you're like, whoa. And it's not listening to you anymore. And you keep hitting it harder and harder. And it's responding to your freak out, your need to control the situation, so it goes faster. And then you're just about, when you're about to lose it, it comes to a complete halt, stops, and bucks you off. You go flying, hoping to God midair that you're not going to break your neck. And sometimes you do. And then you're in the space of ultimate surrender. You're forced to surrender. You're forced to stop demanding control over everything. There is no control. That's the illusion. There is no control. No one has control over anything. And the only way that control can exist and that can have power over people, power over systems, power over ideologies, and the ways that the human being expresses itself is through belief in the illusion that there's control to begin with. No government or political system has true power. The only power is the belief in it. Power is the belief in whoever's holding it, holding that illusion. Right? It's very sick. It's imbalanced. It causes great suffering within the human psyche and without. And so surrendering also, I must add that it does not mean that you're weak. When you let go, you're just like, I'm letting go. Just let that shit go. I think there's an actual mantra or a affirmation online that's like, let that shit go. Let it go. Your career's choking you and strangling you. Let it go. Your lover, your spouse, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, too demanding or not demanding enough, or they're not showing you enough attention, or they're giving you too much attention, or it's just you're suffocating in the relationship. Let it go. Step back. I'm not saying to dump the career. I'm not saying to dump the boyfriend. I'm not saying to dump and to cut out everyone in your life. There are seasons for that. I'm saying let go of the control that you have. We often forget that sometimes in the middle of our struggle, we are the problem. Like you're holding on tight to something that everything else is saying no to. You're holding on tight to a mindset. You're holding on tight to an ideology. You're holding on tight to a love interest or limerence of some kind. You're holding on real tight to it. And you're getting resistance. You're not letting resistance tell you and teach you and give you the message. Because when resistance comes up, it's giving you insight and a message about something within yourself. Listen to the no, right? There's a reason. No is a boundary. No is just a boundary that you must respect for yourself. If your whole being is saying no, release this, release it, or continue to suffer. Surrender it back to the all. Anytime the things I feel or think something's not going my way, in my direction, I release it back to what? Its source. Oh, I thought it was going to go. Nope, here you go. Back to you, source. Here you go. I'll let it go. It keeps coming and it'll come back. Different, in a different way, or maybe not at all. Surrendering and letting go of control. Liberate yourself. And it could be something you really want. It could be someone you really want. It could be you waited, you worked so hard for it. I can't let go now. But yet you're getting resistance. Resistance telling you, baby girl, this ain't for you. Not in this way. But you're like, no, I need to hold on. And then you end up strangling. You end up strangling the very gift that is meant for your heart. The very gift that's meant for you. That would relieve you of your suffering. You choke yourself out. You choke yourself out. And it's really hard. I've had to suffer through because I would just hang on to dear life to certain things in my life way longer than I needed to. And suffering. Suffering manifested itself and I had to deal with it. So yeah. Still in a transitional period in my life. That is like my MO. I feel just, and maybe it's the scorpionic energy in me, you know, Scorpio, sun sign. And so there's this life, rebirth, life, death. Well, wait, hold on. Death, life, rebirth, death, life, rebirth. I don't know the order, but you know what I'm saying? Like this life, death, rebirth, like cycle. I'll constantly go through in my life. Like as a traveler, moving, living, career, like I've just lived I would consider very full life. And I'm now entering yet into a whole nother cycle and whole new space, whole new state of being. And it's really exciting. But I have to surrender a lot. It's uncomfortable. It humbles you. It does. It humbles you. You know? Oh, okay, I'm surrendering this job. I'm surrendering this a connection or a relationship. I'm surrendering, this project. And watch how it comes back to you. It takes patience, trust, faith, openness. When things don't work out or seem to be working out in your favor, remember this. Rejection is God's protection for redirection. Now, I don't know how ever if I made a video on my definition of what God is. To me, it's not a deity, it's not an entity, it's not male or female. It's just presence, but I use God as it's just a linguistic thing. To relate, for you guys to relate to, but I just blessings and gifts come in many different packages. And sometimes it's not always glittery or obvious. Sometimes it's muddy, dirty, dusty. Like you go into an attic and you see something in the corner of your eye and you're like, man, what is that? And you go over and it's this dusty box. But then you blow the dust off, you wipe it down, and it's gold. You open it, it's gold inside. Like, that to me is how I perceive my life. It takes time. Had I known where I'd be this past June, last month, absolutely not. No. Where I'm at now is so different. And I feel more like myself. Like I am remembering myself on a much deeper level. There's a difference between surrendering and sacrificing. Sacrifice, that might have to be a separate video. But surrendering is like the great return. It's almost like you go on an emotional shopping spree and you just buy everything, buy. You have the receipt. Then you go home and you're like, none of this is in alignment of my values. This isn't not my style. This isn't in my way of thinking. So you're like, let me take all these items back. You go back. You remember Kmart? You go back and you return. You just return it all back. Here you go. Thank you, Source, but I'm giving this back to you. You're right. I didn't need all this. Or I think I've taken too much, or maybe I didn't take enough, but I'm giving it back to you. And then it's the patience of allowing it to come in a different form back to you. it truly is energy being in flow. It's not, it really is a state of mind and a state of heart, state of being. And it's can be challenging for me to put into words, to be quite honest, this experience that I'm feeling and how to describe surrender to you. In Islam, we have a saying, it's called Allah is the best of planners. God's the best of planners. Source is the best of planners. Meaning, even though we are supreme being, we are love supreme, we are beings having a human experience, our humanness can be limiting. Thus, we have to connect to our being to help aid the human evolution so that we can be more in flow and we can truly access the magic that we have within ourselves. We are the alchemist. We are the magician. It's very, I guess, esoteric in a way, meaning you begin to play with energy and allow the energy to play with you. And when I say play, I mean influence, move, manipulate in a non-attached way, in a detached way, in the space of pure flow. I'll say this and I'll end it. With manifestation, be careful. Don't lock yourself into a story. Desire what you desire, want what you want, need what you need. But be sure that you don't lock yourself and gridlock yourself into a storyline, into a narrative that excludes any and all other possibilities. I was speaking to my mother the other day. I love and respect my mother. And we're both educators. She definitely has done it longer than myself. I think about 30 years now. Or over. And so she's in her 60s now. And when I tell you this woman is multifaceted, she's incredibly gifted. Incredibly gifted. And we were discussing how, like, a career, you know, in the old age, in the old ways, and I say old ways, but it's still practiced today, where people will stick with one career for a huge portion of their life. They do it for 20, 30 years. And then that's it. They don't do anything else. And so she was saying, she goes, there's more to life than just me being and identifying as being a teacher. I'm more than just a teacher. You know, I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm a this, you know, and a lot of the time, because we don't surrender to anything else outside of our story, we get locked in. We imprison ourselves. We cut off our own access to the magic of what could be when we don't surrender. And when I think of surrender, I'm not thinking of someone putting up their white flag and say, oh, I'm giving up the fight. I'm not saying give up the fight. I'm not saying, you know, you need to stop putting in the work and effort. No. I'm saying when you surrender, you say, here you go. You give it. And you return it with gratitude. With gratitude. You return it with gratitude. Just allow your life to be more magical by surrendering. Let go of the weight of having to know everything. Let go of the weight of having to know all outcomes. Let go. Release. Do yourself a favor. Release. Be kind to yourself. I would say romance, relationships, are also difficult to surrender. You want it to work so bad. You want this outcome. You want this. You want to be loved like this. You want to love like that. Let it go. Give it back with gratitude. Always. Not just at the beginning of a connection or the end, but all throughout. Oh, I'm grateful. We just had an argument, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Here you go. Give this back to you, Source. I don't have to wear the, you don't have to wear the burden. You know, you don't have to bear the cross. You don't have to do that. I think that's a misconception when it comes to Christianity and the Christian faith. They say that Jesus, bore the cross because he had to walk, right, with the cross, and they beat him and did all these other things, horrible things, torturing him. But in my perspective, he surrendered. He said, yes, these people, they know not what they do. But I think on a deeper level, it was like, it wasn't just sacrifice. He just gave it back with love, complete, pure love. And no, I'm not Christian. But I do believe in Christ consciousness. So yeah, free yourself. Enter into the magic of life and what it can be and where it can take you. Is it scary? Yeah. I'm going through it right now. A lot of outcomes I don't know. A lot. More than I would like. But that is the moment where the universe is like, oh, yay, she's open. Thank God. Okay, now let's do some magic, And things just come together when they're meant to. It's not all about, like, you're not going to cry, you're not going to be upset or stressed or pressed or broke. No, it's not easy. It's not easy. No. However, when you open and you release, you then activate the frequency within yourself to receive the magic of what's always been, and it's always been in us. We just have to choose. We have to choose. And so that's it. 23 minutes is enough. I know I was supposed to post this yesterday. My bad. I apologize. But I'm really looking forward to next month. I have a topic that we're going to discuss, and for sure, I'm really excited to share that with you. But yeah, all right, guys. Take care.